Okay. So, how much would you say you understand what he's saying?
40.
Around 40%. Okay.
A little more.
Okay. Actually, there's a tiny little difference between what you hear and what you understand, right? Because many times you can hear some words that you don't know, right? This actually is something that doesn't let you understand, but you still can hear them. So if we distinguish hearing from understanding, right? So how much would you say you hear and how much would you say you understand? Approximately.
I think it's the same.
Around the same 40%.
I understand everything except the chorus.
Except for the chorus. Okay. Let's do some grammar, or would you prefer to skip it? We can just take a look at the lyrics, or would you prefer to actually do some grammar? Okay. So let's do it. First thing here is we distinguish subjects and objects, right? So first, right here, we're looking for subjects and objects. You already know how it works, so let's do it. Oops.
I
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I subject.
We're here. Okay.
I subject.
Okay.
I subject this object.
This. Okay.
Object.
Oops. Sorry.
And big. What?
See. So what is it?
It's subject.
Okay. Try to do it as fast as you can. Don't be afraid of mistakes.
It's
This one?
object.
Oops. Object.
Object.
Okay.
I subject.
Okay.
I subject.
Okay.
All object.
All right.
The name subject.
Subject. Okay.
Sorry, object.
Object. Okay. Oops.
Mirror.
Mirror.
Subject.
Okay.
No, object.
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 Okay.
You subject.
Uh-huh.
You subject. It object.
Okay.
You subject. You subject.
Okay.
What object?
This one.
Yes.
Okay.
I subject.
Mm-hmm.
You subject. All object. All higher.
This one. Oh, sorry. Object, right?
Object.
Okay.
You subject. And all objects again.
This one.
Yes.
Okay.
Name object.
Mm-hmm.
Name.
Mm-hmm.
Me object too.
I don't know, you tell me.
I think yes.
Okay.
People subject. Problems object.
Mm-hmm.
People subject.
Mm-hmm.
Luck object. People subject. I subject. Them object. Opinion object.
Okay.
Like me object.
Okay. Okay. Good morning.
Morning. I'm sorry I'm late.
That's fine.
Very long meeting today.
I guess you've been busy with something, right? Okay.
Are you
This one.
subject?
Subject, okay.
You
You subject, this one.
Oh, maybe I'm making you right. Maybe it's not object.
You tell me. Elena, what do you think? Object, okay.
I
Okay. Subject,
I subject mistakes object.
okay.
Subject. I subject.
Which one? This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Mistakes object.
This one? Yeah, we've done it. We've marked it. So what's next?
Is
This one?
subject.
Okay.
Blame object. Me maybe too.
Me, okay. This one? Okay.
I'm subject.
Okay.
You subject. Somewhere higher object.
Okay, somewhere higher. All right, let's check it. So here, just by the way, Elena, do you actually recognize this song? This one. Most likely you have seen the video. I'm quite sure about that. Let's look at this here, for instance. This one. Do you like the song?
Yes.
It's great, actually. All right, so this is the song we're working with. Let's just move on here. If we look at these mistakes right here, after all, again, what we remember is when it's about subject-object relations, right? It's about some subject, somebody who's doing something, right? And there's something this action is actually directed at. But the key to understanding this thing, which we can see in pretty much any sentence, which doesn't mean necessarily in each and every, right? But still, the key is the action itself, the verb. When you see the verb, this one, right? This is where you get your idea on what is the subject or who is the subject and what or who is the object. So this is all about the action itself, the verbs, right? So here, after all, this part, I'm only human after all, в конце концов, right? Yeah, it's not an object at all. There's no action directed at it, right? Okay, take a look. Let's look at it here. Yes. Okay, grammar-wise, if we look at it, it actually is an object. Oh, here it is. It actually is an object, yes. Though, if we look at it as an expression, this is a set expression. Take a look, right? So this whole thing, you can perceive it as a verb, actually, right? Just like, yes, exactly. So again, you can look at it from different sides, and depending on your perspective, how you're looking at it, you can either perceive it as a construction with an object or the whole thing as a verb. Okay, here, and see what's behind. Here is the verb, right? Here it is, and the object, right? What's behind. Got no way. Again, this is the verb. I got what. Да, у меня есть что. Okay. On me. Don't put your blame on me. Funny thing, if we remember the Russian language, right? In our language, when we speak about subjects and objects, in Russian we usually use cases. So there's the nominative case, именительный падеж. который, собственно говоря, обозначает, вот, по имени мы называем именно вот его, вот этого вот товарища. А вот косвенные падежи, вот эти вот все падежные отношения, которые у нас отражаются через косвенные падежи, они все у нас обозначают так или иначе, это какой-то объект. При этом мы вспоминаем, что в русском языке у нас есть, мы сейчас к этому тоже придем, у нас есть дополнения прямые и косвенные. Когда, например, Вася бьет Петю, вот это вот прямое дополнение, потому что на него прямо воздействует Вася. На него прямо направлено действие. А если Вася это делает, например, дубинкой, то вот это вот у нас косвенное дополнение. Кем, чем, вот это все. Да? Ну, например, орудие какое-то, труда или избиения, что тоже труд по-своему. So yeah, here we will see that later on. Okay. Where is it? It doesn't show. Okay. So let's do it here. Take a look in the mirror. This, you could look at it as an object, actually. It is possible. You can perceive it as an object. What you believe. Но, опять же, это не то, чтобы прям прямое дополнение. Да? Ну, хотя... Ну, то есть, если бы, допустим, что ты видишь, да, что ты слышишь, what do you see, what do you hear, whom do you talk to, да, например. After all, same thing, we have seen it. This, most likely you just missed it, right? Some people think I can solve them. That's interesting. I, we can see this is a subject, right? And object, well, actually here, think I can solve them. This whole thing is what they think. This whole thing, this sentence within a sentence, is the object for the thinking. Okay. Lord heavens above, blah, blah, blah. Yes, 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 exactly. So this tiny little sentence is the object for the main verb. That's correct. For making you cry. Okay. Same thing pretty much, right? I'm only human. That's all it takes. Take, то есть все, что для этого нужно. Да? Здесь мы видим, что это объект. Okay, on me, don't put the blame, this is the action, this is the object. Don't put the blame on me, same thing again. Put the blame, this whole thing, we can look at it as the action, is pretty much like a verb, right? And this is its object. But also within this construction, we can see that this is the action and this is the object. All right, one more thing. Speaking of gerunds, here you go, and participles, second participles, no, it should be first participles. So, let's look at them, let's find them. If you have any questions, please ask them. Say again? Both. Gerunds, and this actually should be first participles. Just to remind you, what we know as the ing ending, for example, if we have pretty much any verb like, say, I don't know, sing, singing, right? So there are two ways you can perceive it. For example, I am singing, or a singing guy, for example. Oops. So here we can see that these are both participles, right? But there's another way from here, for example, I love singing. Я люблю что? И вот тогда это герундий. Герундий, на секундочку напомню, это существительное, сделанное из глагола. Причастие – это прилагательное, сделанное из глагола. Беда в том, что выглядят они, если без контекста, одинаково. Вот так. So here, when we look at the text, at the lyrics, this one, what is this? It's a participle. Okay, let's move on. Where is it?
Ниже.
Okay, but say it in English. Lower. Lower. Okay. Where is it? Paragraph, you could say, or verse. If we're speaking of the lyrics or poems, they're divided or split into verses. Verse как строфа, да? Стих, строфа, verse. Oh, here it is. I'm lying. Okay. Oh, sorry. Thinking, lying. Okay, let's move on. What do you see? You see, blah, blah, blah. Nothing. Okay. Okay, so what is this? So what is this? Is it a participle? Participle. Okay. I'm only human and make mistakes, blah, blah, blah. Lame. So is it a participle or gerund? Okay. So here, let's look at it. Here, I'm blind or I'm thinking. This is the participle думая. Интересный момент, что в английском языке вот participle еще может выступать в той же функции, с той же функцией, что в русском языке мы имеем деепричастие. То есть есть причастия, которые у нас какой, да, это прилагательное. Деепричастие это когда у нас по сути это из глагола мы сделали наречие. Как, каким образом? Думая, полагая, вот это оно и есть. I'm lying. Тут мы наблюдаем, что participle, и это классика жанра, он у нас входит в continuous. Любой future, past, present continuous, он у нас всегда идет вот именно с вот этим вот настоящим причастием. Okay. Here, for making you cry, this is it. This is a gerund. Funny thing about gerunds, they are used like widely used as objects, actually. And here, beg for forgiveness for what? За что? Точно так же, как вот здесь вот мы видим, да, я люблю что? Пение, да? То есть Герундий очень часто используется, когда мы в русском языке говорим за то, что, да, допустим, просить прощения за то, что заставил, например, да, либо мы в подобных же ситуациях, ну вот как в английском языке, по-русски мы зачастую используем инфинитив, как, например, здесь. Я люблю что, это по-английски, а по-русски что делать? Я люблю петь, например, да. Вот, это два таких клише, которые хорошо бы сопоставить с Герундием. Когда мы по-русски говорим «я люблю что-то делать», да, или «за то, что», бла-бла-бла, в английском языке Герундий. Чем больше у вас вот таких вот клише сопоставляется между английским и русским, тем проще вам в итоге выгнать это в привычку, ну, в автоматизм. Okay, looking here. You should go looking. Это на самом деле очень похоже на continuous. Единственное, что здесь у нас глагол to go вместо to be. Это не continuous. Вот. Но очень похоже. Фишка в том, что в вот этих вот конструкциях, когда у нас, например, perfect, да, он выглядит как глагол to have. Ой, господи. To have плюс второе причастие, да? Ну, допустим, I have done, например. На прошлом занятии буквально мы с вами, помните, у нас были конструкции, где вот здесь вот был get. Да? Это не perfect уже, но тем не менее построено очень похоже. И вот точно так же происходит и с continuous. Вспомогательный глагол может меняться. Это нормально. Okay, so now let's talk about it. In this activity, could you please read it?
In this activity, you will show the music video and speak about it. And there is going to be a lot of questions with some rules and grammar exercises on the go.
That's right. What does it mean, on the go? Прям как по-русски, на ходу.
Да,
Да,
на ходу.
да, да. Okay.
Isn't it you?
Sorry?
Isn't it you, I think? What do you mean, brother?
Sort of. Though I love his music, actually. And this is just only one of his awesome songs. Okay.
It's the most popular.
Yes, exactly. So here, who's this gentleman? What do we know about him? Who's it?
He's the singer.
He's the singer. That's all we know, right? All right. So here, Rory Charles Graham, known professionally as Rag and Bone Man. Rag and Bone Man. Could you think of what could it mean? Rag — это тряпки, рвань, вот что-то такое. Bone — это кость. Rag and Bone Man так называли, по крайней мере, примерно с начала 19 века, старьевщиков, которые ходили по городу. So these people, they would go around a city collecting old stuff. And they would, for example, the bones were used to make soap or buttons, right? So they would find all the scrap and they would either sell it or they would produce something out of it. So Rag and Bone Man in Russian, if you translate it literally, it will mean something like старьевщик. So yeah, there's some more information about him. If you're interested, you can read it. Could he describe this person? Just by the way, if you log in, you have all that. I mean, all the vocabulary, all the words and everything. So, could you describe him? Okay. You can simply answer these questions. Like, how old does he look?
This is a young man
Okay.
of an age of 40 years old.
Around 40.
So around 40 years old.
Okay.
A little overrated.
Okay.
Short haircut.
He's got short haircut.
She's got short
He.
hair. Or
Okay.
With long beard,
Okay.
brunette.
Probably. You can't tell it from the video. Brunette. Well,
He look thoughtful.
Look.
He looks thoughtful.
why looks? Why
Maybe
not
sad,
look?
Maybe even sad.
Maybe even sad.
He's like a philosopher.
A
in some
philosopher.
way.
A thinker.
The words in the song are philosophic in some way.
Sort of. Yeah, you can say that. Victoria, would you agree? So, could you repeat that? I agree. The thing is, the verb agree doesn't need anything else. I agree. Okay. Thoughtful and probably even sad. That's interesting. Well, at least he doesn't look frightened, which is great. Yeah, here, discarded clothes. Это выброшенная одежда. Discarded, может быть еще, you can see this word sometimes, for example, in a software when you were working with something and you can discard changes. Вы можете отменить. A very useful word. Discard. Low value, how would you say what it is? Low value. Низкая оценки. Да, можно так. It's not.
Качество, там, допустим.
низкой ценности, это если дословно, да, то есть, ну, вещи, которые, ну, не имеют какой-то, ну, ценности. Okay, so here, let's move on.
Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm.
He's red-haired.
Yeah, he's, you can say red-haired, ginger-haired.
Ginger, yes.
Right here, there are some words right here which you can use to describe the way people look, their appearances. So right here you got hairstyles and beards and all that, right here. Also right here you can describe the stature of a person, right? Like how well the person is built. Here are some words to talk about the age. Here, clothes. And here, the moods, right? So, how would you describe this young lady? Again, you could try these questions just to help you as a framework. Victoria, yeah.
She looks 20 years old.
Around 20 years old, probably. Caucasian. What is it?
Mexico girl.
No. Actually, the word Caucasian means white Europeans. Right. For example, when it's about races, you can hear words like black isn't usually used, well, lately at least, right? Colored, well, it is used, but not as widely as it used to. Where is it? Asian, African, yeah, Caucasian. Well,
Chinese?
any Asian looking. Yeah, like Mongols, they would look Asian. Sure. You could also use words like, for example, Mid-Eastern, Ближний Восток. У них он называется средним, Middle East. То у нас он ближний. Because there's Middle East and Far East, where we live. Okay.
I think they are both from Mexico.
They're both from Mexico.
Yes.
Do you, does Rory look Mexican?
Huh?
Does Rory look Mexican?
What?
Rory. Rory is the name. Rag and Bone's name. Given name.
No, they look like from the Mexico.
They look like
Mexican
Mexicans. Probably. Well, you'd be surprised. In Mexico, just like any other country, there are different people, right? And also there are descents of European people who had moved there. Descents, не последователи, потомки. So yeah, some of them, they have blue eyes, fair hair. Okay. So, getting back to our young lady, Victoria, how would you, what else could you say about her?
Yes, she looks like Mexico.
Probably, or Mediterranean. Mediterranean.
From
Средиземноморский.
Iran, maybe.
Mediterranean is the region of the Mediterranean Sea, including, I don't know,
Guatemala.
South American or, Mediterranean type, I would say. Basically, Spaniards, Italians, right? Okay. Does she have, could you describe her hairstyle?
She has short hair.
Short hair.
Short dark hair.
Okay.
Very straight.
Fuzzy.
Fuzzy.
Fuzzy hair.
Okay.
Fuzzy straight hair.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's move on.
Thinking I can see through this and see what's behind. Got no way to prove it, so maybe I'm right.
What is he actually talking about? Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind. What is he talking about?
He's talking about that he's simply a human being, not ideal man. He has mistakes.
Does mistakes?
He has.
Does. You can do
He
mistakes.
does mistakes.
Or make mistakes.
And that's why. But he is honest.
He's honest.
He does mistakes, but he doesn't want to do it.
How do you know that? He's just saying, maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind. If we look at this line by itself, what does it mean? Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind. Why is he saying that?
He lives how he can live.
Okay.
That's all I think.
Victoria, what do you think? Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind. What stands behind these words? Yeah. The thing is, вот тупой это больше dumb, да? Foolish слово гораздо более такое безобидное, да. Причем fool, например, это дурак. Но в то же самое время to fool around это дурачиться, и это не такое уж там жуткое слово, да, то есть не такое, как, например, дурковать, да, оно прям негативное. Дурачиться это более такое что-то. Foolish, maybe I'm blind. What does that mean? Thoughts, ideas, questions.
What does it mean? It means that he explains his thoughts.
And is he actually sure what he's saying is true?
Sure he was sure that he can manage to do more things
Okay.
than
But not was. He is sure.
But
You have said he was sure, but he is sure.
he is sure that he can manage to do many great things. But at that moment,
Actually, if we look at the lyrics right here, what we see is, maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind, thinking I can see through this and see what's behind, right? So if we look at it, he's talking about something, right? To see through something, that basically means to understand it completely. To have a very deep understanding of something, right? To see through a person. You know what? I can see through you. Знаешь что? Я тебя насквозь вижу, да? Вот можно использовать и так. So here, thinking I can see through this and see what's behind. What's behind, что за этим стоит. So he is right now saying that I think I can see through this, and I think I see what's behind it, where it comes from, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm blind, maybe I'm too stupid to understand. So here what he's saying, if we look at the lyrics themselves, is that he's about to tell us something. So far he hasn't mentioned what it's about, right? But he's saying basically like, I'm gonna tell you something and I'm not quite sure I'm right. Got no way to prove it. So again, he is highlighting that he's got no proofs. It's just like his thought, his idea that he's trying to convey. Convey, just by the way, it's a very good word. We can remember in Russian the word conveyor. To convey, донести. To convey a thought, to convey an idea, донести мысль. So yeah, so maybe I'm lying. Right here, if we look at the lyrics, if we analyze it, we can see he's saying, I'm about to tell you something, but I don't know whether it's true or wrong. I got no proofs, so I might be wrong about it. Right? And then,
It's more like about the heights.
take a look in the mirror, and what do you see? Do you see it clear, or are you deceived in what you believe? Funny thing though, right here, in what do you believe it should be, ain't it? So here, again, we can remember that there's a prescriptive grammar, which actually tells us how it is supposed to be, right? The correct grammar, again. And there's the descriptive grammar, which actually describes the way people speak. And here, from the point of view of prescriptive grammar, we can see this is not correct. From the point of view of descriptive grammar, we can see that this is the way they speak, the native speakers, right? So that's fine. Again, getting back to the lyrics, take a look in the mirror. What do you see? Does he actually tell us to go look in the mirror? No? What does he mean?
I think he means.
He means.
Keys.
Uh-huh.
I think it means it's just a
Metaphor.
He said to look inside you, inside.
Okay.
Morality, maybe.
Probably some morale,
Qualities.
some moral qualities of a character. One little thing. There's the word morale, and this is a noun, moral, right? Usually it's used when it's about, for example, how high is the battle spirit of a platoon. Then we're speaking about their morale. То есть, когда боевой дух, например, вот называют моралью, да, зачастую. Morality — это как раз моральность в нашем более таком распространенном понимании, когда речь идет про моральность поведения, например. Moral qualities, обратите внимание на ударение. Moral qualities. Morality, morale, moral qualities. Right? Okay, so here, take a look in the mirror, and what do you see? Again, this is a metaphor for what?
It's to look inside of you, not the.
There are some very useful words, and you can have them on your phones if you log in. Right here. Yes. Okay, so here, for instance, we can look.
Yes.
Could you read it? Exactly, introspective. Right. So this is a sort of a contemplation of yourself, self-reflection. Reflection, размышление. Можно еще вспомнить, что это отражение, да? To reflect something — это отражать. Слово reflect, кстати, в русском языке, в биологическом понимании, это реакция на что-то. To reflect on something — это размышлять о чем-то. To reflect, like self-reflection, это рефлексия, когда человек о себе размышляет. So yeah, this may be it. Okay. Are you deceived? Do you see it clear, or are you deceived? What is this? What does he mean? Именно?
I think that he doesn't know exactly
Uh-huh.
in what he believes.
Okay.
In what he believes.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't understand. Is it clear for him or not clear?
Uh-huh. So is he
What he wants and what he
needs, probably.
needs.
Okay. But he is talking to somebody. Do take a look in the mirror, and what do you see? So he's not talking about himself. Right? So here he's referring to somebody, to the listener.
To himself, for example.
Probably. Yes. So how do you think? Whom is he referring to?
He is referring to himself.
Probably. We don't know that. Okay, in what you believe. Again, this is a very good question. Is it about religion?
No.
No. How do you think? What is it about?
It's about life.
Life. Like life values, probably.
Life, yes, life values.
We don't know that. Let's go on. And again, in a song lyrics, usually, like many times, we are not dealing with some precisely formulated thoughts which mean something exact, something like certain, right? Many times those things are quite foggy, right, blurred. So there are some metaphors, some images which might express many different things, right? Same question again and again. What is he talking about?
Many peoples, or not many people.
Just by the way, what's the difference between peoples and people?
People's like population.
Basically, yes. People, народ. So we can say something like the peoples of the world, народы мира. Yes, it is possible, but not here, not in this situation. Okay?
Every person has their own aim in this life.
Goal, better. Better say goal. A goal in life. The thing is, there are,
Instead of aim,
yes, yes. Okay, and?
some of them
Uh-huh.
goes to work. Some of them thinks that he must give the verse.
Check this out, right here. When you're saying some of them, you're saying некоторые из них. And you're talking about this one. It's plural. Some of them go, some of them think, some of them have, not has. No, not goes. So, some of them go to work and?
The main idea for one person is to go to work, have a job, and it's the whole life
All right.
for them, for this person.
Uh-huh.
For another, for example, to give the birth, for another, for example, to give the birth to a child, to many children.
Okay.
This is the goal
Uh-huh.
for his life. And all of this, what is a singer wants to tell us.
But what does it have to do with the problems or being out of luck? Right here.
The
So,
problem is that people make mistakes
yes.
and they answered before Lord, nobody,
Why answered?
nobody else.
Okay. Why answered? Why is it past simple? You're saying, and they answered, they make mistakes, and they answered. That's what you said.
They make mistakes.
They make mistakes, and they answered. And they answered. Okay.
Before Lord, only before Lord, not nothing. Nobody.
Okay. Only before the Lord.
Not before nobody.
Okay. Not before anybody.
Anybody.
Yes. All right. Victoria, your thoughts on that?
I don't understand right now.
Mm-hmm.
Who is he?
Who is he? Well, here, if we remember at the very beginning,
It's a human being.
yes.
Yes, he's human being, but why he must solve the problem of other people?
That's a very good question, actually.
Because he
This
says, don't put your blame on me.
You know what? Here, check this out. He's saying some people got the real problems. They have real problems. And the thing is, yes, it is true. There are around 8 billion people on this planet, and some of them have big problems, like real ones. Some of them are out of luck, right? And sometimes people, when they're out of luck, when they have some problems, like tiny little problems or some real problems, they look for somebody to refer to talk to and to look for somebody to solve them problems. Like, you know what? I need you to tell me what do I do. I need you to solve my doubts. I need you to sort out this whole mess, right? And here he's saying some people think I can solve them.
Maybe his wife.
I think he talked about,
He's talking.
he's talking about that people must solve the problem by their own.
On their own.
On their own.
Also, you can say by themselves. That's just another option. By themselves or on their own. Both are possible. So yeah, does it happen to you that some people, like your friends, family, I don't know, come to you to ask for advice? Does it happen to you?
Sure.
Sure.
Very often.
Very often. Victoria? Not so often. So here he's saying some people think I can solve them Lord heaven above, Lord heavens above, right? Elena, you're saying like people often come to you for some advice. Would you say something like that? Lord heavens above. Oh my God. Do they bother you with that?
I never try to have such words.
Okay.
Sometimes I will
Uh-huh.
to say it.
Yeah, definitely, because when there's a lot of people coming to you for to sort out their problems, this is what you want to say. Oh, Lord heavens above, why are you coming to me? Just go sort them out on your own. Or on your own, or by yourself. That's right. So, how much would you say right now you've heard it and you understood it? Before you came, Lena, we spoke about a little tiny thing, right? There's a difference between hearing and understanding, because many times you can hear more than you can understand. Sometimes there are some new words that you don't know. Sometimes there's something you cannot sort of understand in the grammar, how it's built, right? Sometimes you don't understand the situation described. So, here, how well have you heard it and how well have you understood it?
No, I heard 100%.
About 100%. Okay. Speaking of understanding.
Understand? I think I understand.
Uh-huh. No, it's not about interpretation, right? Interpretation is what we're doing when we are asking questions, right? This is interpretation. But I'm saying just understanding when you know exactly like the words he's saying, when it's all comprehended, right? This sort of understanding. Maybe 80. Elena, you?
50%.
50% understanding. And hearing? How well have you heard it?
Hearing.
Yep. Okay. So, I don't know, nobody's coming. It's just that I've been told that there's some other, I don't know, lesson, class, whatever, they're not coming. So, if you don't mind it, we could go on. Yep.
I will go at 11:50.
Okay. Sure. That's fine. So here, because I'm only human after all, you're only human after all, don't put the blame on me, don't put your blame on me. What is the difference between the two last lines? Don't put the blame on me, don't put your blame on me. What do you think?
Put the blame on him.
Mm-hmm.
Means that somebody blames him for his mistakes and
Okay.
faults.
Okay.
And don't put your blame. Your blame on me means
Mm-hmm.
Put somebody's blame on
Mm-hmm.
him.
So the first option is don't put the blame, and we don't know whose blame it is. We don't know what the blame is for, right? But at least we can understand that in the song, Rory is saying, he's telling us that here's Rory, so that we understand who it is, right? There's somebody else. There's something that we imagine probably had happened before, right? And the blame may be for that, right? We don't know whether it's from this person or not. So the difference between these two lines is that here he's talking about some blame that like this person may be feeling or bearing, to bear, нести, переносить, выносить. Да? And the second line is if you blame yourself, don't try to make it my fault. So that's the difference actually. Okay, and basically nothing else, like nothing else, or probably you have something to add.
In the life,
Uh-huh.
it is often happen.
It often happens.
It often happens that somebody that
I don't know, you tell me. Any questions, doubts, words, grammar, whatever.
very often happens.
You can try formulate it in Russian and then put it into English as you wish.
Нет. Ну, в жизни как случается, что кого-то мы обижаем,
Мгм.
и кто-то нас обижает.
Mm-hmm. You can say this in English. Why not? For example, there's this word to offend. Обидеть, да, to get offended. Это обидеться. Offended через offend.
Yes, very often happens that somebody is offended by us.
Mm-hmm.
We are
Mm-hmm.
offended by
Somebody.
somebody else.
Okay.
Somebody.
And
And here is this situation.
okay.
Maybe.
Probably. We don't know that. Actually, we're only leaning on the lyrics. To lean on something, это, если дословно опереться, well, for example, to lean on the wall or against the wall, right?
That's why don't blame on, or don't
Put.
blame on me and don't put
Your blame.
blame.
Okay, that's fine. Just in case, if you get back to this activity on your own with your friends, relatives, colleagues, whatever, your neighbor, probably, here you can find some ideas. For example, here what we see is when we suffer, it's common for us to blame each other for what we go through as a way of avoiding responsibility and pain, regardless of the blamed party's culpability, ultimately causing us to drive each other further away. So here, what we see is blah, 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 blah. Well, these words are, you should know all these words, probably apart from this one, culpability. Well, here, culpa, this one, it comes from Latin. For example, in Spanish, this word means vina, same as blame, actually, right? So, culpability — это типа как бы обвиняемость или, ну, в общем, виновность, виноватость, можно так. Ultimately, это в конце концов, в итоге, causing us to drive each other further away. Right? Yeah. We expect others to be able to help, help and cater to us, but we are all imperfect beings, bound by our own limitations. Bound, well, here you can remember this word, привязанный, связанный, да, связанный, например, какими-то обязательствами. Okay. Any questions here? No? So you can get back to this activity on your own, and there's something to read, to speak about, right? Let's move on. You're going to see several people now. Describe them using the given vocabulary. And we have the vocabulary right here. If we, again, when you come here to the lesson, I strongly recommend you to log in.
I don't know what happens.
Can you may I take a look at it? Okay. Okay. There you are. So from here, it's much easier. Right here, there's this button. Oops. Yep. Because when you log in, you have all this in your smartphone. You can look at the vocabulary. You can use it right away. So again,
Speak about the song, yes?
yes, this one, the third one. And again, just to remind you, there are some words right here to refer to somebody, to compare stuff, to summarize what you've said, right? And here are some words speaking of, like, to talk about how people look. Okay, so could you please try and describe this young lady right here?
It is Caucasian.
She's Caucasian.
And she has short hair, short brown hair.
Okay. Ginger, probably. По-другому, иначе. Besides, помимо того. Is she tall?
Maybe yes. I don't see other people. I can't
Compare.
compare.
Okay, I cannot compare, so. Uh-huh.
The clothes.
Yeah, the clothes.
She looks like not a bad punk,
Not a punk.
but something like that.
Well, okay.
The style of clothes.
Yeah, I would say it looks pretty much like, I don't know, rock and roll style.
No, maybe yes.
This leather jacket.
The jacket, heavy
Boots.
boots.
Uh-huh. Look, they look golden.
Yes.
Quite girly style of punk boots, all right. This lady, how do you describe her?
She is shorter than
Uh-huh, the first one.
the first one. And she looks like Iraq.
Iranian, probably.
They had to wear the hijab,
Okay.
but she looks like weird.
All right. How do you call this area, this region that you are actually speaking of? Iranians, like Iran, Iraq, Middle East. Yes, yes, yes. There's the Far East, including the Russian Far East, right? And there's the Middle East, which is Israel, Syria, Iran, Iraq, all that. Okay, Middle Asia, which is a bit up north, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so what else can we tell about her?
dark hair.
Mm-hmm. Is it straight, curly?
She has straight, long,
Uh-huh.
dark hair.
So is it long or short?
Oh, short.
Short. Uh-huh. What is she wearing?
She wearing a long dress.
She wearing. Something's missing then. There. She's wearing. She is wearing. Uh-huh. 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 Uh-huh.
Long dress.
You can say sneakers,
Sneakers.
running shoes.
And jeans jacket.
Mm-hmm. No, actually she's also wearing a long dress.
I said it before.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad, my bad. What does it mean, my bad?
Я понимаю, что это значит.
Мгм.
Перевести на русский.
Окей, ну по-русски можно было. Моя ошибка, да, даже это ближе к нашему более такому разговорному, мой косяк. Вот примерно так, да. То есть прошу прощения, пардон, извините, вот в этом ключе. Look at him.
He is African.
Okay, definitely.
She has
He or she? He. Okay.
has dark hair, but I don't know how it's said in English.
Dreadlocks.
Dreadlocks.
Uh-huh.
He has dreadlocks.
Mm-hmm.
She
She or he?
He is wearing
Uh-huh. He's wearing
dark clothes.
dark clothes.
Clothes.
Clothes. The thing is, usually it's, let's try it here. Net, if I'm not mistaken.
Clothes.
So here they come all together. It's not clothes. No, clothes. Clothes.
I thought he clothes.
Actually, not exactly. But anyways, what else can we tell about this young man?
He has he's tall.
Yeah, he's quite tall. Здравствуйте. Мы заканчиваем, да. So he's wearing jacket, probably a hoodie, jeans. Yes.
And sneakers too.
Uh-huh. Okay. So I'll see you on Friday, and this is it for today. Thank you for coming.
I hope I will be.
Okay.
Many people live
Leave? What do you mean?
now in a hotel.
In the hotel. Okay. Anyways, I just hope to see you on Friday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.